Hi, good morning to everyone. Sorry for coming up quite late. I had to resolve a few technical issues as we're starting the streaming. In any case, welcome and thank you for spending the time with me to at least get together and I'd like to be able to share with you some updates from last week's ECQ. Okay. Um, So I don't expect this all hands meeting to be very long, but I'm hoping that we would take this opportunity to discuss any burning questions that you might have. And then, okay, let's begin. Now, the agenda for today is I'll share with you some things that have happened in the last week or so. And then we'll go to the recovery phase portions, primarily just to remind everyone of the escalation path. And then a few next steps will be discussed, and we'll open the floor for questions. I hope you're logged into YouTube. And if you do have questions, please make sure to type your questions on live chat window, and then we'll be sure to address your questions as they pop up towards the end of our all hands meeting. Now, just a quick rundown. The week before the first week of the enhanced community quarantine, uh, I won't go into specific details of what happened the week of March 9. Needless to say that when things started to escalate badly, the department has been in constant communication with one another. We've had a meeting last March 11 and then another meeting last March 13. Primarily, first, to assess the situation where we are right now. Second, to prepare for a recovery plan in case things start to escalate for the worse. And then come up with ways on how to communicate with everybody else during the suspension period. Now, as you might recall, last Sunday, I mentioned this in the previous All Hands. We conducted a call tree drill for the BSIP students only. So 34 out of 59 actually responded during that drill. And then last Monday, an enhanced community quarantine was announced for Metro Manila. So things got a little bit tougher. The faculty and staff could not go to campus anymore to do the work that needs to be done. Okay. So it made things a little bit harder and challenging for everybody else since March 16. March 17, we conducted an emergency meeting with most of the ITech officers. We've discussed the revised call tree, coming up with ways on how to leverage our official Facebook page, and suggestions on how to keep the mood up of the student population during this period. Uh, and then Wednesday would have been the day with the most activities. In fact, the university released announcements both for students and for employees. So there were some details about the alternative teaching modes for the duration of the suspension period. Guidance counseling has been made available online. So for those of you who are in need of guidance counseling, they are actually available through Facebook. For the employees, there was an announcement of the early release of salary, which was released last Friday. And then the university commended the initiative of some employees to actually assist our contracted personnel during this period. And then for the students, good news is that there is a waiver for late payment fees precisely because of the current situation. So details about these specific announcements can be seen in the university website. Now also last Wednesday, we've actually conducted an expanded culture drill. Good news is that for the BSIT students, 61 out of 61 responded within 3 hours, while 37 of them have reported stable connectivity. Whereas for the MIT students, 14 out of 16 responded, with 12 reporting stable connectivity. Now, also on Wednesday, the government gave some guidelines regarding the updated guidelines for ECQ concerning movement of goods and services. Uh, and I think it was during this time where they provided some specific information regarding the enhanced community quarantine passes that are being handed out from house to house. So you may have heard of it. Also, updates from the respective LGUs. Uh, Quite interestingly, I was in my mother's place, who just happens to live nearby. And I was listening to the press conference of the Quezon City Mayor during that time. So uh, at that time, Mayor Joy Belmonte just simply provided information of the list of barangays that were affected, that have confirmed cases of COVID-19. And then just a reminder for everyone to stay at home, to secure their passes, make sure that the hours are respected. It was a pretty busy Wednesday. There were a lot of information that was flowing around in social media, in mainstream media, and the likes. Now, Thursday, it was relatively quiet towards Friday. We created two Telegram groups as an alternate channel for our call tree. So um, we made sure that in case the call tree isn't really working, so I made sure that the Telegram groups are also available for us to use as a cascading channel. And last Friday, the department had a special department meeting to review week one of ECQ, try to see how things were doing, how the teachers were actually doing their work. Has there been any issues lately in the course of delivering the courses and the like. Now, to share everyone the revised call tree of the department, the revision is primarily focused on the undergraduate students, the BSIP students. We enlisted the help of some ITech representatives who will take care of cascading the information to their respective batches. So please take a look. For the fourth years, it will be Zach. For the third year, it will be Luigi. For the second years, it will be Saskia. The first years, it will be Christian. Okay. They will be the ones who will consolidate the tallies for the respective batches, and they will roll it up to me as the department chair. For those who are currently super seniors, you will receive your cascade from Shirley, okay, who then will collect all of the responses, both from the super seniors of the BSIT program and all the students from the MIT program, and they will cascade it up to me for consolidation. Now, here's a list of BSIT students who have reported to have unstable connectivity. I'll give you some time to go through the list. Okay, so this list, I'm sharing with you the list of super seniors, seniors, and juniors who have reported unstable connectivity. Uh, Please let us know if you are not in the list. Okay, because this list was actually submitted to the Center of Student Affairs for their disposition. Also, if you are on the list and recently you've been fortunate enough to have stable connectivity, then that is also good. We want to make sure that we get an accurate assessment of all of the students having uh, stable connectivity. Here's a list of sophomores who have reported unstable connectivity in the four batches, or five if we include the super seniors. This one, the second years are actually the ones that are hit the most. So in this list would be 12 students. Okay. Uh, Again, if you have reported yourselves to be stable, but now you're currently unstable in terms of internet connectivity, then do report it. to us so that we can have an updated list as well. Okay, and lastly, this is the list of freshmen who reported to have unstable connectivity during this period. Okay. Uh, Overall, we try as much as possible to keep a pulse of the BSIT and MIT students. Okay, this list was drawn up from what was taken from last week's call tree. And given the situation being very fluid, it's possible that this list can change. However, do help us, do let us know if you were initially tagged as having stable connectivity and now you are experiencing unstable connectivity, then do let us know. Do let me know. Do let me Shirley know. Do let your batch reps know as well about your situation, and we'll be sure to update the list so that we can forward it again to the Center for Student Affairs for their disposition. Now, again, just a reminder on the escalation path. If you have any specific concerns related to any course that you have in the BSIT or the MIT program, your first level is to talk to your respective teacher. If you can't get any resolution from your specific teacher or you've had some difficulties, or if the teacher himself or herself would not be able to resolve it at his or her level, then please escalate it immediately to Ms. Shirley, okay, as the program officer. And if it is something that could not be resolved at her level, then that's the only time it will be escalated to me. Um, Please use the escalation path um, well, um, given that the situation is a little bit tense, it's a little bit, people are really on the edge, people are starting to have momentary bouts of anxiety because they're cooped up in their own homes, then I hope that everybody can help everybody else by making sure that this escalation path is respected during this period. Now, and with that, we'd like to open the floor for questions. So that's pretty much it from my end, updating you from week one of ECQ. So let me go through the questions right now. So it's taking a while to populate. Okay. Questions. Well, this seems to be a very supportive and very accommodating group of people. Okay, looks like nobody has a question in the live chat. Okay. Um, well, maybe while we're waiting for people to come in and share questions if they have any, I hope everybody has been doing well. Not to dampen the mood right now, but I am actually aware of around 3 or 4 people who are very much close to me, um, pretty much older than me, who passed away last week. Um, One of them is actually a very good friend of mine, a mother of one of our alumni in BSIP. although it wasn't confirmed that she passed away due to COVID-19, but it was reported that she had severe pneumonia just moments, just moments before passing away this morning. Okay. But I don't want to dampen the mood, dampen the spirits of everyone. I'm just letting you know that we really need to be vigilant. We need to be aware of what's happening around us. We take the necessary precautions as strictly as we can, and we'll be sure to weather the storm afterwards. Okay, well, let's take a look at some of the questions now. Okay, no word from the management committee on the suspension of online classes. Currently, there is none. In case there will be suspension of online classes, I'd like to think that the courses, at least the BSIT courses, are equipped and ready to handle the situation if that happens. Um, right now, I'm keeping myself abreast of whatever updates that may be shared from the management committee as regards suspension of online classes. But for now, as of the moment, there's really no word from Mancom about it. Okay, there's a question regarding, sir, are there procedures for students who do not have access to their school materials like books? Okay, we've noted your concern. We'll try as much as possible to provide you with soft copies of whatever is made available. Uh, we just want to make sure that we're also respecting the copyrights of those books. So if you need help as regards references for specific courses, please raise it to your faculty in charge so that he or she can actually do their best to procure these references for you. And are there any other questions for right now? So there. Okay. Well, if there are no more questions, let's see if there's a question from, let's see, from the other channels that we have. Okay. Yeah. So, okay. We'll let you know also if there are government updates as regards suspension of online classes. For now, I've not seen any advisory. I don't know if Ms. Shirley has seen anything. Let me check right now. Currently, there's no advisory on the suspension of online classes from the government. So I think there was just a plea from CHED to make sure that we consider the connectivity of the students and not to impose unnecessary or unfair requirements during this period. Well, any other questions that you might have? Well, okay. If there are no more questions, thank you for spending the time this morning for a very quick all hands meeting. This particular meeting will be uploaded in YouTube so you can replay it again. If you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to Ms. Shirley or to me, if, depending on the issue that you'd like to raise. Okay, well, thank you very much for your time and have an exciting week ahead of you. Just a few more days, and we'll be back to seeing each other face to face in person. This is me saying thank you for the time, and have a good day. Thank you very much.